Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is TridentYT back again with another COD mobile video, and in today's video we're going over the best guns in season 10 of Call of Duty Mobile. Now this is just an analysis of the current meta. I'm not going to be ranking the weapons on this list. That will come in the top 10 list that's coming later this week, so subscribe for news so you don't miss that. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, the biggest and most needed change in the meta was the nerf to the MX9. Now, it doesn't kill unreasonably fast, since most of the time it'll take 4 shots to kill at close range, and a little kick in horizontal recoil makes it just a little bit harder to use. Overall, the MX9 is still a great option for close range, but it is no longer the only option for close range. Now, if you're looking for another close range alternative, the QQ9 is your best bet. Although it didn't get buffed this season, the QQ9 has been in the shadows of the meta for many seasons now, waiting patiently for the MX9 nerf, and now it's here. This season, it kills just a bit slower than the MX9 at very close range, but otherwise outshines it in close to mid ranges and holds more ammo, making it arguably the best SMG this season. Now, if you're thinking about using the new CBR4, think again. I'd call it a worse version of the QQ9. Slower time to kill at all ranges and significantly more recoil makes it just not favorable. Just use the QQ9. Now, the QQ9 is great at close to mid range, but what if you want to have a little bit more versatility for mid to long range? That's where the AR meta comes into play. By now, I'm sure you've seen the Type 25 spammed in every single ranked match, and that's because with buffs for increased damage and fire rate, the Type 25 is definitely meta. Now, should you or should you not use the stopping power reload mag, which actually got buffed this season for increased damage and increased reload speed, and nerf for increased recoil? And my answer to that would be absolutely. It will give you a more consistent time to kill at close range and better damage at long range. Now, since they heavily nerfed the vertical and horizontal recoil, it's going to be more of a high skill weapon than, say, the MX9 was last season. So in order to master the Type 25 and use it in its full effectiveness, you'll have to practice controlling the Z pattern of recoil in the first few shots. Once you pass the learning curve, you're going to be smooth sailing with the Type 25. Now, because the Type 25's recoil is significant, there are better ARs for mid to long range. First, the Holger 26 still hasn't been nerfed, so the consistent 4 to 5 shot kill with low recoil and the famous 100 round mag makes it still the best spammable weapon and easiest to nuke with. But yet again, there is a better option out there with a significantly higher time to kill at all ranges. If you haven't guessed it already, I'm talking about the M13. If you can afford giving up an extra 60 rounds in your mag for increased mobility, bullet spread accuracy, and fire rate, the 40 round M13 is your match made in heaven. It's got the fastest fire rate out of any automatic AR, so missing a shot or two won't slow down your time to kill as much as the Holger or the Type 25. Now, if we compare it to the Type 25, you'll see it's worse at close range but excels in mid to long range because the recoil pattern is way easier to control, making spray transfer or taking multiple enemies at once a breeze. But where the M13 falls short is its damage multipliers. You'll only get increased damage for hitting the head, whereas with the Type 25, you'll get a bonus for hitting the chest as well. Now, after all that explanation, if you're still on the fence about what to use and what not to use, consider this. Use the Type 25 for aggressive plays on small maps, and the M13 for a little bit more conservative plays and much less recoil, which arguably makes the M13 the best automatic gun for mid to long range. The last AR on this list is the AS Val. Last season, I said the AS Val was a little better than the M13, and this season, I retract that statement. That's because last season, we were in an SMG-dominated meta, and the AS Val fits more of an SMG role than the M13, while still being extremely similar to it. With the nerf of the MX9 and a buff to the Type 25, the AS Val is definitely a great pick for ex-MX9 players who want the benefit of actually being able to wallbang like ARs do. In comparison to the M13, it's the better close range option with a faster time to kill at close range and better mobility, but less time to kill and versatility at range. Now that we've covered ARs, let's quickly discuss long range rifles. The best one-shot upper body kill snipers are still the Deal Q33 and the Locust, which find most use in Search and Destroy. Now, typically when it comes to snipers, if you miss your shot or hit marker and you're not near cover, you're instantly dead. But what if there was an option out there that let you play a sniper role while still giving you a shot to redeem yourself? That's where the semi-auto meta comes into play. Now, the newest semi-automatic weapon is the SVD. It's a sniper, it's semi-automatic, and this weapon is good on paper. The fact that you get the same lethality as the DLQ and the Locust while being semi-automatic is pretty good, but the fact that it has a pretty slow fire rate and the one-shot kill potential drops off at around 40 meters makes it not as good as it seems on paper. So what am I saying here? Don't use the new SVD. Instead, use the SKS, which got buffed last season and not nerfed this season. With a high fire rate and the largest marksman rifle mag size, it will certainly be way easier to use than the SVD, since a high fire rate means missing a few shots will be less punishing. Now, unlike the SVD, the SKS will only be a one-shot kill to the head and a two-shot kill for most of the upper body. So like the Type 25, putting in time and patience to master this weapon is essential if you want to use it to its fullest potential. Alright, you made it to the end of the video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for new, because I definitely will be posting the top 10 list later this week. Like I said, this was just a small analysis of the current meta. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.